no offensive threat in the first period, didn't get pucks through. We're a much better hockey team than that.
UNLV looking for improvement after a physical Friday night war with ASU. 2 ejections a pop and plenty of fireworks.
Good on those guys for doing what they did. I think they brought energy when we needed it, and obviously we're not going to take stuff like that.
UNLV's lone goal thanks to Heath Mensch on the power play, but the Rebels not satisfied.
Keep shooting the puck. We knew one was going to go in, and Heater ripped one, so good for him, and he kind of saved us.
These two teams do in battle once again tonight to close out UNLV's fall home schedule. Arizona State, UNLV next. Night 2 of 2 here at City National Arena, taking a look at the beautiful Las Vegas Strip on a Saturday night. Thank you all for joining us for the final home game of UNLV's fall schedule. I'm Dominic Gavall, your play-by-play commentator, joined by Ryan Gilder in his final game here with UNLV before he departs to Fox Sports. Congratulations, Gildy, on your new endeavor. Thank you so much for the last 2 years, 2.5 years of play-by-play joining me, and excited to kick off your final game here tonight. Before we get things going, we're going to talk about some impact players. First up, UNLV Preston Brodziak, the grad transfer from Long Island University, had himself a pretty good game last night, was everywhere, creating scoring chances, and he's someone to look out for UNLV tonight.
Yeah, just like what you said, he's a little bit everywhere on the ice. What I want to see from him, especially early in the first period, he did this a little bit last night, but Arizona State did a great job on defense, but it's going to be creating pressure around the net. Last night, Coach talked about where they're shooting the puck too much outside the dots. Gotta get a little more pressure inside the dots, get better quality shot chances.
And look for Preston Brodziak to create more chances inside those face-off dots. Gildy, moving over to Arizona State, Caden Butler. He was the guy that stuck out to us last night, creating a lot of scoring chances. Despite ASU not scoring a single goal last night, Caden Butler was all over the offensive zone, creating a lot of scoring chances.
Yeah, Butler did a great job for ASU last night. It was just difficult. They didn't have a lot of opportunities, but when they had them, Butler was the guy that was getting the good quality shot chances. Just really good goaltending on both sides last night, made it only a 1-0 game.
Now with all that out of the way, we're going to send things ringside with Ryan Gilder, standing by with Bo Kennedy, the usual ringside reporter, slotting in for tonight's action.
Bo playing against ASU tonight for the second game of the series. Yesterday, you're in the media booth with us. Tonight, you're on the ice. What's the adjustments you guys got to make?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to keep playing hard. Yesterday, it was pretty even throughout the game, so just stick to our game plan, and I think good things will happen.
And now to make it a little bit more uneven when I get a little bit bigger of a win tonight, what's the adjustment you guys got to make on offense?
On offense, I think, like I said, we just got to stick to it. More pucks on net, more high-quality scoring chances, and yeah, we'll be good.
I'm joined here with a very special guest, 3-time Olympic finalist, BMX gold medalist, and former UNLV alum, Connor Fields. Connor, what do you think of the atmosphere tonight?
Oh, it's awesome. I've never been, this is my first UNLV men's hockey game. I've been here before to City National, but never like this, never with the music going, the atmosphere, the energy. You can feel that there's a game about to go down.
And then we saw on the social media post, kind of had a little difficulty going into the puck drop, doing the puck drop tonight. Any nerves leading up, any practice being done?
I've never dropped a puck before. I've never played hockey before, so I'm not, really a lot of experience going on. I'm going to do my best. I've been practicing. I feel prepared. I think we're going to get it done.
Any predictions for the games?
Ooh. I think it's going to be a Rebel win, of course. I'm predicting a few more fights, though. Saw there was a couple last night, and I'm predicting, and I'm also kind of, don't tell anybody, but I'm hoping for a couple fights tonight.
There were a couple fights last night, and yeah, we'll send it both back over to you, Dom and Ryan.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Gildy, for doing your first ringside interview in your final game, and thank you all for tuning in once again here on Saturday night for the final game of the fall semester for the UNLV Skating Rebels. On the call is myself, Dominic Gavall. Joining me for the final time is Ryan Gilder. Gildy, we'll get to some more talking in one moment. We're going to get to the UNLV starters and the ASU starters. Dylan Jensen, Oliver Band, Cole Wyatt, the starters for the forward line for UNLV. Devin Nagra, Matias Del Monte, the defenseman, and Jeremy Foreman gets the nod in tonight's back-to-back for the Skating Rebels. And looking at the Arizona State side, no graphic for you tonight. Hayden Manning backstopping the Sun Devils once again. Wyatt Palmer and Nick Benaldi in the back end. Trevor Kennedy, Ben Chase, and Ryan Quast are the forwards for the Sun Devils. Now, Gildy, very quickly before we get to the opening ceremony here tonight, very tight game, 1-0 win. Tonight should be more fun.
Yeah, tonight should be more fun. Yesterday we talked to Coach Anthony Veneri Greener after the game, and he was saying that we need to do more as a team. That was his comment about UNLV. They got to do more. It's Parents Weekend, and they got to really show up tonight.
We'll see if they show up, but for now we're going to swing it to PA announcer Joel Blakemore for the opening ceremony. See Connor Fields drop the puck. Stay with us. Arizona State and UNLV coming up.
Fans here to drop the next ceremony. Please give a warm welcome to BMX racer and Olympic gold medalist winner and TV host of Outdoor Nevada, Connor Fields. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem, presented by Chris Burke and Lee Law. Here to perform the Star Spangled Banner, please welcome the ice from band Chasing Flying, Helena Harris.
And there you have it. The opening ceremonies all wrapped up tonight at City National Arena, wrapping up the UNLV fall home schedule in the 2024-25 season and Ryan Gilder's career as color commentator here at UNLV for the Skating Rebels program. Going through the starters one more time for UNLV and Arizona State. Dylan Jensen, Oliver Band, Cole Wyatt, the forwards, Devin Nagra, Matias Del Monte, the defenseman, and Jeremy Foreman in between the pipes for the Skating Rebels, getting the nod over Doug Wakeland, who got the nod in the shutout win last night. For Arizona State, Hayden Manning in the back end in the blue paint, Wyatt Palmer and Nick Benaldi on the blue line, Trevor Kennedy, Ben Chase, and Ryan Quast, the forwards. And one more time this weekend to kick things off, you can auction or place a bid during the silent auction on the UNLV Skating Rebels Home Alone themed holiday jerseys. Visit 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey or scan that convenient QR code on your screen. That'll take you right to the auction page, all game worn. And it's the final time they're going to be wearing these jerseys. And Gildy, as we mentioned on the broadcast before, again, your final time calling a game.
Yeah, well, right now, let's focus on the game. UNLV, ASU, final game of the season. We'll get into all the emotional stuff at the end of the game, but it's going to be a big one here. UNLV, they have something to prove. They want to show, hey, we're not just going to play in a close game against ASU. They want to win. They want to win big with the parents in the house.
UNLV getting only a 1-0 win last night, courtesy of a Heath Mensch power play goal. And as you said, Gildy, they're looking to sweep Arizona State out of Sin City once again for the third straight season in front of the parents. And we're underway. Nick Minaldi dumps the puck into the zone early in this one. And it goes on net, and Jeremy Foreman holds for a whistle just 9 seconds in.
Last night, Arizona State did good in the first and third periods, putting shots on net. Their big thing was in the second period. They only had one in the entire game. So let's see how Arizona State could do throughout the entire game tonight in between the first and third period.
And they had an early goal from the Sun Devils. Looked like it was a seeing eye shot from the right half wall. I'm waiting to see who's leading the line. And that's going to be Nick Minaldi. Minaldi, the product of the USPHL, his second goal of the season, his first in his hometown. And on their second shot of the night, Arizona State strikes first blood.
And that's what you really want to do to silence the road crowd, is get an early goal. And look at the crowd. No one talking, no one chirping all right now. It already puts yourself in a benefit already. And also last night, there was only one goal the entire game. So let's see what happens now.
Once again, Nick Minaldi breaking through for the Sun Devils, giving them their first lead of the weekend. And as you mentioned, Gildy, the second goal between both teams all weekend long, under a minute in to tonight's contest. And now here comes UNLV the other way. That's Jackson Wyatt moving on in. Tries to feed one on the backhand. Doesn't get it there. Jackson Wyatt joining the rush. He'll get changed up. Bradley Gallant's in on the forecheck with Heath Mensch, who had the game-winning goal last night on the power play. Preston Brodziak, our impact player on the side of UNLV tonight, joining in there as well in the zone. As the puck gets cleared and blown dead for an icing. So already ASU coming out firing, bouncing back from last night. And that's all you really need, is just one goal to kind of settle in and put UNLV on their heels.
They really do. You talked about how ASU, they started out firing. UNLV, it's just based on previous results, they're going to get more shots in this game than ASU. But ASU, they know that shots come at a premium, and scoring on them is going to be very important. So it's a huge fact that they just got that one goal lead.
Tristan Rand with a shot, fed out in front, they score! Sean Karaman answers right back off of an offensive zone face-off win from Mason Kelly, and we're all tied up.
Well, yesterday it was very defensive-oriented. Today it's very offensive-oriented. Last night, Coach Veneri Greener talked a little bit about the quality of chances. A lot of their shots were from outside of the dots, and that's why there was a lot of saves that Manning made, but they weren't that too impressive. They were low shot. They had a low scoring probability, but that was right there, right next to the net, and a good goal for UNLV. Now it's tied at 1-1, but a completely different game than last night, Dom.
Already high-octane offense, a pair of goals in the opening minute and a half of this one. Sean Karaman, the freshman, tying the game up for UNLV. Karaman being inserted into the lineup tonight after a pair of disqualifications and suspensions after last night's game. Dylan Ford suspended for a game for fighting. Justice Sothopoulos disqualified and suspended for a game for grabbing the face mask. 2 ejections each as we have another icing on the Rebels.
And it really is that next man up mentality that I feel like this entire team, they've really embraced throughout this season. And that possession right there, Karaman gained the goal.
And Sean Karaman, teammates with Ronan Keenan, scratched tonight, so there's each a Nashville Spartans player in each game this weekend. Karaman coming up in a big way. There's Karaman with it again. Dalmonte gets hit up high hard at center ice. And that puck finds its way to the bench, and Dalmonte is headed back to the bench. And it looks like that was Alan Evtimov
who hit the captain up high, right at the center ice circle.
Yeah, that was a scary hit, open ice, as Del Monte was trying to get the puck past the neutral zone. Good to see him get back up, get back to the bench safely there.
Try and get an update on Del Monte as soon as possible. Surprised to not see an arm raised on an official there. As the puck finds its way on net for Manning, he holds for another whistle.
And one thing you got to give Arizona State credit on last night was they were playing very physical. They had great physicality. As we get a replay, not for your guys' screen, but we're looking at it right now to look at that high hit on Del Monte.
We're back underway. Siegel wins the draw, almost saw net, sends his man to the ice. Evan West turns it on goal. Manning freezes it for another whistle.
Yeah, and if you go back to the highlight of it a little bit, Del Monte, when he's skating, Lily, the guy he jumped and hit him.
That was a really high hit on the captain for the skating Rebels. Still surprised that there is no call on that. And not just being a homer broadcast, but I mean the same exact call.
Yeah.
If anyone for UNLV made that kind of hit. Nonetheless, tie game. 17:31 on the clock. Sean Kerman breaking through and tying the game for the Rebels. Nick Benaldi scoring just under a minute into the first period, giving the Sun Devils a lead. A pair of freshmen getting on the score sheet early on in this contest. Bradley Gallant to Mensch, touched up. Kuntz shoots one, tips on by Preston Brodziak to the high glass in the corner. Jackson Wyatt's there, pitches it down low for Brodziak. He scoops that one for Gallant, who loses an edge and goes into the boards. Now Brodziak from below the goal line, up top, shot from Mensch. It gets directed up and behind the goal. Dylan Kuntz pinches. Mensch covers him at the point. Mensch tried to dance to the middle of the ice, and now here comes Ryan Quast up the right wing. Quast jumps around traffic. It gets taken away. Now Jackson Wyatt misplays that puck, and here's Sean Phillips. Gets stood up by Wyatt at the blue line, and he sends it up ice. Here's Cade Olson with it now. Olson drops it off. Savivsky up ice for Tyler Kylie Ram, and that gets directed in by Caden Butler. Now here's Kyle Quinn. Staving off pressure, and he gets taken down at the red line by Butler. Olsen gets stood up, and here's Oliver Van moving in, shooting one off the mask and into the corner. Hayden Manning using the noggin to make that save, and the puck stays out. Carollo directs that towards the offensive zone. Cade Olson now has to turn away from pressure from Band. Band harassing Olson in his own end. UNLV keeping the forecheck up. Band picks that loose puck up at the red line on the tape for Jensen. Jensen gets hit hard again. ASU throwing the body. That was Matthew Gross connecting with the freshman.
That one also was not that low of a hit either. Both those hits on the middle of the ice have looked both high.
It's going to be interesting to see how UNLV responds to the high hits as that puck goes out of play. And just the physicality overall of the Sun Devils team. Heath Mensch said it post-game last night, Gildy, that ASU has always kind of liked to get UNLV involved in some stuff to make it more PG with his answer, and it's on them to really try and avoid that.
Yeah, we saw it last night with the referees call fight. I call it a scrum, and that's why we don't have a Dylan Ford here tonight for UNLV. But at the same time, a lot of physicality in this game last night, and you're starting to see it already in the first period tonight.
Interested to see if there will be a tighter leash here tonight. Bo Kennedy, the usual ringside reporter, having to play that one in neutral ice and gets stood up by King. Kennedy just 4 games played. Centering try, a shot from Newland. Snagged with the trapper of Foreman. Carter Newland with a good chance from the slot.
A lot of good opportunities for ASU in this game. And I feel like a lot of good opportunities for both teams in this game. I feel like there's been gaps that have been missed from assignments, and that's what happens when you have to have the next man up. You got players playing where they don't normally play.
One of those players, Bo Kennedy, as I mentioned, only 4 games played this season. Sean Kerriman slotting in at forward as he's typically a defenseman. And Evtimov gets stapled to the glass by Parker Williams, and Evtimov goes off out a bit shaken up, and another hit behind the play, and Parker Williams is going to be going and down in a heap. That's Keaton Tonez.
And let's hope he's okay. It was the helmet came right off.
Athletic trainer for UNLV, Jensen Radley, heading out there with the assistance of Ryan Quast, and Tonez checking the giblets out.
Let's see what the penalty call is.
Getting a signal that it's going to be an elbowing call. Tonez is back up. And it's going to be Parker Williams posted 2 minutes for an elbowing call.
Yeah, it looks like the elbow might have gone too high there.
And per usual, Gildy, second man always gets caught.
Yeah, this is third. This is the third man here, but yes.
Second offender gets caught, and that's UNLV. So Arizona State begins their first power play of the night in an explosive opening 5.5 minutes here tonight. Bradley Gallant in on the forecheck with Preston Brodziak. Brodziak wrestling with Wyatt Palmer for the puck. Palmer spins that one down low. It's Caden Butler. Dropped off for Phillips. Over the red line, Sean Phillips gains the zone. Skates through pressure. Phillips centering try. Loose puck out in front. Everyone knifing at it. Couldn't get on net. And back out for the Rebels is Matias Dalmonte. Just over 40 seconds gone now. Loose puck sent out of the zone by Bradley Gallant. 45 seconds gone on the PK.
Couple good chances there on that possession by ASU, and that's what they really want. They just want to get good quality shots. They're not just like what I said earlier, where shots are going to come at a premium for ASU compared to UNLV. So when you get them, you gotta get good opportunities.
Butler swings it outside for Jake King. He couldn't get his stick on it. Now here's Olsen up top. Cade Olsen shooting one in traffic. Finds his way on net. Foreman holds for a whistle, and it's going to be a penalty for a slash. Waiting to see who's going to be going. Jeremy Foreman looked like it took a shot and gave a bit of a blocker punch to a Sun Devil player, and that's going to wash out the Arizona State power play. It's going to be Jake King going for a slash. So both number 9s in the box for each respective team. It's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for 51 seconds.
Yeah, and that right there, that's going to swing the momentum right to UNLV. A good quality penalty kill, and then now you're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey and then having some power play time. 4-on-4 hockey has been an advantage for UNLV. Whenever there's less players on the ice, more space, that's a benefit for UNLV over ASU.
UNLV thrives on speed. And we'll see how they fare in this 4-on-4 period. Ben Chase plays it for Benaldi, one hand, plays it to the open ice. Benaldi opening up the scoring in this one, giving Arizona State the lead. Answered back by the man who is right next to him on the forecheck, Sean Karaman. Now here's Benaldi over the red line, on the tape for Chase. Ben Chase on the left wing, looking, moving on in, shooting one off the mask. Rebound try, doesn't make it on net. And now here comes UNLV the other way. That's Tristan Rand on the right ring. Rand moves on in, cuts, tries to shoot one, but it gets broken up by Carter Newland. Rand gets pickpocketed by Benaldi. Ben Chase retreats in his own end, leaves it for Newland. Newland touches that one for Olsen. And Olsen sends out down the length of the ice. UNLV on an abbreviated power play a minute to go. Now here's Devin Nagra.
And now the power play is going to start for UNLV. Let's see what they could do with now the man advantage going on in their favor.
Nagra with under 50 seconds to go. There's Gallant. Up top, Nagra. Nagra looking for Wyatt at the half wall. Nagra at the blue line. D to D, Dalmonte moves in, shoots one, misses the net wide, and Cole Wyatt touches it up for Nagra. 30 seconds to go now. Nagra shoots one, tipped up over the net by Brodziak. 25 seconds to go now. Dalmonte at the point. Dalmonte, Brodziak on the goal line. Up top, Gallant. Now Dalmonte back at the point. Sauces it for Nagra. Nagra down low, Wyatt. Wyatt looking from the dot. Nagra with a drive. Stick save by Manning. Under 10 seconds to go now. Cole Wyatt giving chase on that loose puck. Touches it up for Niagara. Penalty expires for Arizona State. They're back to full strength. Here's Del Monte. Shooting one. Blocked by Quast. He'll turn it back up ice. Saucer pass and is tipped in by Tyler Kylie Ram. What a kill from Arizona State.
Yeah, good quality kill there from Arizona State. The only goal last night came from the power play from UNLV. It was a 4-on-3. They took advantage of open ice, but tonight, Arizona State's done a good job closing the gaps in the open ice.
There's Dylan Jensen's centering try. Couldn't get it on the stick of Heath Mensch, and that puck goes way back into the UNLV defensive zone for Oliver Band to settle it down and cut the net. Now here's Dylan Jensen over the red line, gains the offensive zone, chips it into the corner, wins the puck race, touches it on for Band. Now Oliver Band directs it up top, then shoots one into the glove of Hayden Manning. And that's almost where Heath Mensch just about scored his goal last night.
Very close to that, but the only difference I feel like Mensch, it was more of a one-timer. It was a quick shot right after a pass from Rand. This one's a little bit different. But the good thing so far by Arizona State, what they're doing is they're limiting that centering pass. That's what they did last night. That's where they were so good on defense, and that was what UNLV didn't do well. They weren't able to pass the puck good enough across each other. They didn't have good enough opportunities because of not getting that centering pass. Let's see what happens now.
Ooh, and a deflection from Kyle Quinn. Slap shot. Rand turns one on, misses the net wide, and Mason Kelly gets taken down in front of the net. Karaman gets hit by Squeary. Now up top, Carollo, D-to-D. Down low, there's Karaman again. Plays it down in the corner for Kelly. Kelly gets hit by Ducharme. Squeary now in the skates of Karaman. Karaman falls over and plays it from his backside deeper into the zone. Kelly corrals it. Wraparound chance. Loose puck out in front. Another shot and another save. Karaman with another good chance. And the arm raised on the official. Delayed penalty call upcoming. And it's going to be on the Rebels.
Yeah, this looks like I think it's going to be on Mason Kelly.
It's going to be a hooking call. Kelly goes straight to the bench. Or it is going to be on Mason Kelly for a hook. You're right there, Gildy. So 10:03 to go. Arizona State back to the power play for the second time tonight.
Yeah, Kelly was trying to create some space right against the net, trying to create some traffic or try to get a deflection and hooked an Arizona State player. Now it's a man advantage again for Arizona State. So special teams playing big right now. So far, it's only been the penalty kills that have been prevailing. Let's see if Arizona State can flip the narrative.
That shot misses the net. Once again, Mason Kelly going for a hook. So UNLV shorthanded again. The puck gets cleared down the length of the ice. Manning stops that one out behind his own net. Couldn't imagine this is a opening frame, opening 10 and a half minutes that Anthony Vigneri-Greener will be happy with. He wasn't happy with the opening frame last night, despite the tie hockey game. Don't think that Greener will be happy about this one either.
No, I don't think he should either, because defensively right now, UNLV is letting Arizona State get way too many opportunities. And on offense, just other than that one Karaman goal, the opportunities have not been as strong.
Olsen on the tape for Newland under a minute to go. Newland shoots one, blocked out in front, looked like it hit Kyle Quinn. Now down low, there's King. Plays it deep into the zone for Kylie Ram, who sends it up top. And that shot finds its way on net, and Foreman holds for a whistle, and Jake King gets ushered away from the blue paint. 32 seconds to go on the UNLV penalty kill. We hit our first media timeout of the night, so very quickly we're going to take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Skating Rebels after this series. December 28th, they head up to Denver. To take on the Pioneers and Colorado College the following day, and then they come back here the 10th and the 11th to take on Jamestown. As that puck gets directed out of the zone, Dylan Jensen gives chase and wins the puck race. Gets pressed up against the wall by Kennedy. And he somewhat comes away with a puck battle. So here's West, shoots one, directed way up into the netting for a whistle.
And that's the bread and butter of UNLV's penalty kills, where they want to get a quick clear and get one guy down the ice, get the puck. It doesn't just kill the time of the clock, it also gives them a better chance of getting that shorthanded goal.
Parker Williams takes the offensive zone draw against Ben Chase. ASU comes away with possession off that faceoff. Here's Benaldi behind Manning with his head up. UNLV back to full strength. Here's Ben Chase. Harassed by Siegel. Now Olsen. Stretch pass directed in by Newland, who gets changed up. Ben Chase picks up that loose puck at the point. Shoots one. Gets blocked out in front. That's turned over by Evan West just inside of his blue line. Here comes UNLV the other way. That's Hayden Siegel. Swings it out right. Parker Williams gets bumped and skates through the contact. Williams goes to work in the corner against Tonez, who's back after being shaken up. Now here's King. Now Kylie Ram. Head fakes, gets canceled out by Evan West. And now here comes Jackson Wyatt with speed. Wyatt shoots one into the chest of Manning, who holds for a whistle. Jackson Wyatt with a bit of an extra poke, and he's going to go for a penalty here. And I mentioned earlier on there, Gildy, that maybe a tighter leash from this officiating crew after last night's game. We see it there.
Yeah, we were talking. Well, you were talking about that earlier in the game, and I thought it was going to be a looser leash because there's a couple of big hits, no call on either, and I was like, okay, they're going to let them play a little bit tonight after what happened last night. But looks like the back end of this first period, they've been calling a lot more of those penalties that might be called, might not be called. They're calling them, and that's one right there on Jackson Wyatt.
That one, don't even really know if you can call that. It's he poked at the glove, so that could go really either way if you want to be kind of.
I mean, that means every single time the puck gets frozen, there should be a penalty, right? Though?
Yeah, you kind of you play to the whistles. It was a bit after the whistle, so that could really go either way. If you want to run a tighter ship as an official, then call it. If you want to kind of be more normal in a way, then you don't call it. But I mean, after last night, you have 4 total disqualifications. You have 86 penalty minutes between both teams. I'm sure these officials don't want a long night like they had last night dealing with everything going on. So the officiating crew making an example out of Jackson Wyatt, who sits for a slashing minor, and Arizona State goes back to the power play with just over 13 minutes gone in the first. Bradley Gallant on the forecheck tries to play it out to the slot, but can't get there. What an effort from Gallant. And on the forecheck, it hops off the stick of Kylie Ram on the wing. And here's Palmer. And a one-time drive from King. Loose puck out in front. Directed outside. Another shot. Save made by Foreman. And the puck gets sent down 200 feet. 40 seconds and some change gone. And that's sent right back up ice by Manning. What a stretch pass from the netminder of the Sun Devils. Played off the wall and then chipped down the length of the ice. Manning stops that one up behind the net. Again. And now here's Phillips. Just over a minute gone on the penalty kill. Palmer now. Sent that one in. Now behind the UNLV goal, Arizona State trying to get to work, but it gets sent down to the zone again. 40 seconds remain now on the ASU power play.
ASU, the power play started off really good, got a couple good chances, but then it looked like UNLV's really had their number, and they've had trouble pushing past the neutral zone the last couple of attempts.
Here's Carter Newland, gaining the zone on the left wing, tries to feed it to the slot, gets there, touchdown, Benaldi shoots and misses the net. Good chance for Nick Benaldi to possibly score his second goal of the game from the slot on the power play. And another shot blocked in front. And that's a nice pass to Newland. And here's Oliver Band on the left wing with speed. Band moves in, cuts to the slot, shoots one, shoulder save Manning. Final 5 seconds of the power play for the Sun Devils now. UNLV showing some life on the PK. And Manning Beavertail on his stick. UNLV's back to full strength. Loose puck. Down low. That was Benaldi directing that. Couldn't get it to Newland's stick. Now Benaldi at the point. Sends that one off the boards and in. Nagar cuts the net and gets there. Nagar takes a bump. Now here's Tristan Rand. Rand cuts to the middle. With speed, Rand on the right wing. Shoots one. Tips way up over the net. There's Sean Karaman. Now Squeary gets canceled out at the scorer's table. Now here's Grady Franklin at the blue line. Gets stood up. And a shot from the outside. Misses the net wide. Stopped up by Squeary at the point. And it gets sent into the corner. And a shot in tight. And looks like it went off the side of the cage. That was Squeary. And still in the zone. Arizona State has UNLV hemmed in here with just over 16 minutes gone in the first. Now with it is Dylan Kuntz, who flips that one down the length of the ice. And it makes it on net, but they blow it dead for an icing. We'll see. It's going to come back to neutral ice.
The referee was holding on to the whistle, thought it was going to go. And oh, wow, Dom, look up top.
An angel number, 3:33 to go.
3:33 to go in our third season together. But wow, a little inadvertent whistle there. And now it's going to be a face-off at center ice.
Alan Evtimov heads to the dressing room a bit early for the Sun Devils. He appeared a bit shaken up after taking a hit earlier on in the period, went behind the bench, and didn't seem like he felt something felt right. So he goes down the runway behind the stands here at City National Arena. Now with just about 3 minutes to go, Heath Mensch gets that puck pried from his feet by Chase. Now Mensch with it again. Here's Mensch, touches it through. Delayed offsides on the Rebels. Bradley Gallant a little too antsy. UNLV tags up, and they didn't tag up, actually. Mensch, according to the official, didn't physically tag up as Olsen sends one hard into the zone on net for Foreman. Stretch pass on the right wing for Cole Wyatt. That's on the tape. And he floats that one softly cross corner. 2.5 to go. Here's Benaldi in the corner. Gets it poked off his stick by Jensen. Jensen up top. Pitched down low by Quinn. Jensen with it on the backhand. Tries to steer it to the slot. Wyatt tries to settle it down. Whacking at it. Gets settled down at the point by Carollo. Carollo shoots one through traffic. Got blocked in front by Band. Band took a slash, it looked like there. Quinn misplays the puck and gets hit for his troubles right in front of us. Jensen takes a bump from Palmer. And Ben Chase sends it to center. Under 2 to go now in the first period of play. Jensen gets canceled out by Ben Chase. Benaldi with it in his own end. Swings it to Palmer. Now here comes Jackson Wyatt through center. Gains his own, drops it off. Parker Williams moving on in, tries a centering pass, and it doesn't make it on net. Manning way out of his net. Found it and held it for a whistle. 1:18 to go.
And that's how Arizona State's able to keep these games close. Right there, yeah, 3 guys right against the net, but did a good job avoiding not letting that centering pass happen. And that's why Manning felt comfortable going to the side of the net, going towards the edge of it, and able to freeze the puck, not having to worry about that centering pass. So that's a little bit of good defense there by Arizona State. And also UNLV, they got to figure out a way to get the puck moving so that they can get those open shots, make Manning get a little uncomfortable, just like he did last night during that 4-on-3.
And that 4-on-3 really a result of a bang-bang play. And Newland tries a centering pass. It doesn't make it there. And a shot from the point into the skates. And a saucer pass couldn't get there for Sean Karaman, intended for Rand. Under a minute to go now. In the corner, there's Gallant with Savivsky. Savivsky loses an edge. Gallant moving on in, touches it on for Niagara, shoots one, blocked in front. That was Jake King laying out to block that shot, and we got an icing on the play. So with 27.3 to go, offensive zone faceoff for UNLV.
Despite UNLV not scoring there, I do like the way that they moved the puck on that possession, and they got Niagara a good quality opportunity. The opportunities like that, if you keep on getting them, you'll find more opportunities to score.
Played down low. There's King with it. Under 20 to go. Now here's Heath Mensch moving on in. Toe drag shot and pad save made by Manning, and Niagara a bit upset with something. And it looked like the scoreboard had a bit of an oopsies there.
And that took away a possible really good scoring opportunity for UNLV.
Yeah, it's Devin Niagara and Mensch getting to work. We're back underway. Under 14 to go, now the final 10. Olsen airmails that one. And now in the final few seconds, it gets played out of the zone and off the skate of Jake King. And now that'll do it. Through 20 minutes, we're all knotted up at 1. Nick Benaldi opening up the scoring for the Sun Devils, and then Sean Karaman tying it up. Later on in the period, a much more energetic game so far.
Yeah, it really is. Arizona State, they're getting their shots that they really want. They got a premium opportunity, and they found the back of the net in the first period. Karaman came right back, got a goal for UNLV. But what it's going to come down to tonight is going to be, can Arizona State make use of their opportunities and score despite shooting less shots than UNLV? And UNLV, are they going to be able to get a good enough quality chances tonight to get more goals than Arizona State? So give me a fun one, Dom.
It's going to be a fun 40 minutes or more, but we got to take a step away really quick for the first intermission. More ASU and UNLV coming right up.
1-1 game, got the goal scorer, Sean Kerriman here. Talk about what happened on the goal. What do you see on that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just been the story all year. Randy and Kels were hard on the forecheck, and if we could stay consistent to that, we happen to get lucky bounces, and the more we do that, the more bounces we seem to get.
Now, 1-1 game, what do you guys got to do to make some adjustments to break it open a little bit for you guys?
I think it starts in the D zone. We got to be more reliable defensively. We kind of got away from our game up there, but if we stick to it, we're usually a hard team to beat.
And then on offense, gain a little bit more puck passes, getting that puck moving going. What's the adjustment for the offensive side?
Offensive side, I think it all starts with our forecheck. If we can get on them early and get the puck on our stick, that's usually when we're the most dangerous team we can be.
All right, thank you, Sean. All right, now we're going to toss it over to Kyle.
Well, 1-1 after 1 period of play. Goals coming from ASU Nick Rinaldi and UNLV Sean Kerriman. And the physicality has not let up. We saw it last game, we're seeing it this game. One of the keys for ASU, it's gonna have to be keep that physicality up. And for UNLV, it's gonna be keep forechecking and manage the turnovers that they're doing. Because if you turn the puck over, it creates ASU for an opportunity. Dom and Ryan, back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. And thank you all for staying tuned. If you stayed tuned through the fun opening 20 minutes between Arizona State and UNLV. And if you're just joining us, thanks for joining us on the call for the final time together. Is myself, Dominic DeVois, joined by Ryan Gilder, who's departing to Fox Sports. Some first period stats for you. 17-11, the shots in favor of UNLV. No one scored on the power play. 0 for 3 for Arizona State. 0 for 1 for UNLV. Some keys for this next frame here, Gildy. ASU, stay physical, keep it physical. And for UNLV, you got to stay calm and keep composed. Play like the number 3 team that just went to the national championship game, and you're good.
Yeah, Arizona State, they're giving them some problems. Really physical team, couple of big hits. UNLV tried to retaliate, and it resulted in a couple penalties that UNLV didn't want to take. It didn't result in any goals, but it did give Arizona State some momentum in that first period. Also, Arizona State, they've been doing a great job defensively, not allowing too good of opportunities for UNLV, despite UNLV having more shots on goal.
Arizona State been making the most of their chances so far in the first period. Once again, Nick Benaldi breaking through, opening the scoring here tonight. The freshman defenseman, and then the freshman defenseman for UNLV playing forward tonight. Sean Kerriman tying the game up. Oliver Band and Ben Chase digging into the center ice logo, and we're back underway here at City National Arena.
And it truly is next man up mentality. Kerriman, he didn't even get the start last night, and he's normally a defenseman tonight playing forward and got the goal for UNLV.
And it's been a year just of next man up, whether now it's suspensions and then also injury. Caleb Strong on the injured reserve list. Matias Dalmonte went down with an injury earlier this season as well, and just a few other players, went down with injuries. So there's been a lot of different lineup looks, and there's a shot from the point, tips right into the glove. And it just proves how deep this team is, and that's something that UNLV's really pride themselves on as a program the last handful of years, is just being a deep team in net, on the blue line, and in the forward core. Yeah, this team, it has really good depth. I feel like in all positions, all facets, if someone goes down, there's another player on this team that's willing to come right back in and pick up what's needed. An odd bouncing puck at neutral ice is settled down by Jensen. Here's Dalmonte off a skate and down the length of the ice. And the icing's waved off. Spun down low by Jensen. Now ASU looking to break things out on the far wall. And they get a breakout started as Jackson Wyatt stops that pass at the red line. Here's Wyatt Palmer gaining the zone, dipping the shoulder, driving the net. Palmer feeds it to the slot, poked away by Jensen. Olsen whacks that one on. It gets settled down by Kuntz as it goes wide. Brodziak down low for Wyatt. Wyatt gets tied up. Another shot from Sean Phillips. That misses the net. A good forechecking effort from Phillips. Kylie Ram tried a centering pass, gets broken up, and now here comes UNLV 3-on-2 the other way. Bradley Gallant on the right wing board. Centering pass. Brodziak pulls up, gets canceled out. Another shot and an outstretched leg from Manning. Looked like it got the toenail. And he makes the save. And we play on. Gallant leaves that for Carollo. D-to-D touch pass for Kyle Quinn, and his pass doesn't hit anybody, and it goes down the length of the ice for an icing just over a minute 45 in.
Couple of uncharacteristic mistakes by UNLV to start off the second period. Defensive zone turnover, that's pretty rare from Jackson Wyatt, and it led to a really good opportunity from Arizona State, and Quinn's pass just really not going to anyone there, resulting in icing. Just those are turnovers, and those are places aren't really characteristic of this UNLV team.
And something that they need to correct here soon. As this season, Gildy isn't getting any younger. The national tournament just over 3 months away at this point.
Yeah, but that computer doesn't go by momentum. It goes by actual results of how games are, goals scored. So every goal, it counts when it goes to the end of things. You want to get that bye. You want to get one of those days off when you get to that national tournament.
And UNLV in the national championship tournament in the last handful of years have had tough, being an understatement, run for their money, especially last season, playing in 4 games in 4 days, making their run to the national title game against Adrian, where they ultimately fell 3-0. And that team in that game looked a bit banged up. Players were injured as that puck finds its way on net and gets held for a whistle. Plenty of players were banged up and not 100%, and just the attrition of playing 4 games in 4 days in a national tournament setting against top teams in the country. Adrian's built for that. They've won the championship plenty of times, so it's just one of those things where they're built for that kind of contest.
Yeah, when you're building a program, you got a lot of factors you got to play into, and I feel like UNLV still has win the WCHL. That's something that this program still really wants to do, and that's something that the program's building towards. But winning a national championship is, of course, the ultimate goal, and to do that, you got to win those 4 games in 4 days, and that's a completely different beast to the entire regular season. Like in the regular season, you normally play 2 games in 2 days, and then you get some tournaments here and there where you play 3 games in 3 days. But to play 4 and 4, it's pretty difficult. And Dom, you have experience playing hockey. Talk about your experience playing in multiple games in multiple days, kind of like that.
It's always really tiring. Is another thing that'll make you tired. Arizona State going to the penalty kill for the 2nd time tonight. Wyatt Palmer going for a cross check, and that's just something that's gonna tire you out very quickly. It's a national tournament. It's a single elimination, and essentially you kind of approach it as if it's sudden death in a way, as Niagara's shot gets blocked behind the net. Play every game like it's your last, because it very well could be your last. By the time you get to that 4th game, if your conditioning isn't right, you might end up losing and getting shut out like UNLV did, but this is a reloaded team looking to get back there. And another step in that road back is here tonight as UNLV looks for their first lead of the game on this power play. Once again, Wyatt Palmer going for cross-checking. This is UNLV's 2nd power play opportunity of this game, and already 40 seconds are gone off of this attempt. Here's Bradley Gallant, leaves that for Brodziak. Now here's Del Monte, D-to-D Niagara moving in, down low, Cole Wyatt off the pad of Manning. And another shot from Niagara into the chest of Manning, and a hold for a whistle. 59 seconds remain on this power play for UNLV.
Decent opportunity. I don't feel like good enough. Manning, he's been feeling too comfortable so far tonight. You got to spread the puck around a little bit more, get a little bit better of an opportunity, especially on the power play. You're out shooting Arizona State. You're going to. Tonight you've been doing every time you play against them. You're up 22-11 on the shot total, but it doesn't matter if you don't get the puck in the back of the net. I'd rather even have a little bit less shots total, but just have a little bit better quality possessions.
UNLV looking for a quality possession here. Touch pass to the slot, and a huge save from Manning. Tristan Rand acting as the bumper there, and Rand mixing it up out in front of the net. Be careful if you're Tristan Rand. Already a tight leash with this officiating crew. You don't want to go for an unnecessary penalty and kill off your power play in a tie game.
Absolutely agree, but that's the type of possession that I would be looking for if I was Anthony Veneri Green or Nick Raboni, coaches of UNLV. That's a perfect possession right there, spreading the puck pretty well and having a great opportunity for Tristan Rand right up against the net. That's exactly what you're looking for UNLV. If you get more opportunities like that, you're going to find the back of the net.
UNLV wins another draw, 45 seconds now remaining on their man advantage. Wyatt Palmer going for a cross-checking minor. UNLV's second power play chance of the night. And a shot there from Rand again into the glove of Manning. 35 to go.
In this second period, it's been tough for Arizona State so far in City National Arena. Yesterday, when they played her, it was 10-1 the shot total against UNLV, which was pretty heavily favored towards UNLV in that facet. So for this game tonight, try to even it out a little bit more in the second period. Gaining that penalty doesn't really help you out. It gives UNLV the momentum.
In the last 3 years, Arizona State hasn't won a single game in City National Arena. The record between these two teams in the last 3 seasons, UNLV 8-2-1. Arizona State 3-8. All 3 losses for UNLV coming in Tempe. 2 at the Oceanside Ice Arena that has now been demolished, and 1 loss this season, the Mountain America Ice Center. Now here's Hayden Siegel moving on in, shooting one, save made by Manning. Good try from Hayden Siegel, and now here comes Carter Newland sidestepping a back-checking Hayden Siegel. Siegel knifes that one through. Now here comes UNLV the other way. Rand shoots one off the pad, rebound try, couldn't get there. Here's Jake King. King moves in, shoots one into the shoulder of Foreman, who squeezes the blocker up against his chest protector for the whistle.
Yeah, good job by Foreman. They're able to keep the puck frozen. It looked a lot more. It looks a lot more easy than it really was. The puck was kind of wedged in between the glove and his shoulder. He kind of just kept it there instead of trying to move it around. Maybe could have dropped the puck and it could have created an opportunity for the Sun Devils. So it looked easy, but a little bit more difficult than you would think.
Good on Foreman for tracking that puck into his chest and having the wherewithal to squeeze that blocker pad to keep that play frozen. Here's Parker Williams, overskates the puck on the left wing. It gets pickpocketed by Tyler Kylie Ram. Now here comes ASU. Puck floats harmlessly into the zone. There's Kuntz to hop on that one. Now Mensch evades pressure from Butler. Now Jackson Wyatt. Head up through the neutral zone over the blue line. Tries to feed it to the middle of the ice. Couldn't get it to Mensch or Gallant. Now Niagara keeps the zone at the blue line. Sends it down low off the wall. Now here's Gallant with it at the dot. Gallant tries to turn one on. Doesn't get there. Now knifed on. Niagara keeps the zone again. That was Caden Butler trying to knife it through. Gallant feeds it down low and a tight shot and they score. And UNLV, and albeit delayed goal horn, it's going to be Preston Brodziak, the impact player, leading the handshake line, and UNLV has their first lead of the night.
Yeah, impact player. We see him a little bit everywhere on the ice. In that case right there, scoring the goal, and that's because he's usually creating a lot of pressure near the net. Got the shots inside the dots, and those are higher probability chances that can go to the back of the net. And just like what I said, when Rand got the shot, it didn't go into the back of the net. I said if they keep on having opportunities like this, they're going to find success. They're going to find the back of the net, as there's a couple of delayed goal horns for UNLV's second goal of the night. So Brodziak found the second goal of the night, 2 delayed goal horns, and games are now 2-1 UNLV.
And Gody, you mentioned it there. It is. We talked about it in the open, talking about Brodziak during the warm-up and him being the impact player. You mentioned it, just getting more chances inside the dots, and that was that chance inside the dots for Brodziak, and he makes no mistake and converts on it as we have an icing on the Sun Devils. Preston Brodziak scoring his 7th goal of the season in the scarlet and gray.
He's been a great addition for this team this year, Dom, and it's good to see him progress as the season goes on. And that goal right now makes it 2-1. And this UNLV team, they're really good in this, especially the second period. If they could keep off Arizona State, if they could hold them off kind of like they did last night, maybe get another goal, they could really break away with this one.
And a shot from Kennedy off the rush. An old-fashioned just clapper from the left wing. UNLV now in the zone, on the offensive zone. Now ASU back with possession. Makes it through traffic here. Square on the left wing. Moon on in. Shooting one off the shoulder of Foreman. And a bit of a quicker whistle, but a good try from Connor Squeary on the left wing on the 2-on-1 for the Sun Devils.
That's a rare 2-on-1 opportunity. This entire weekend, we see maybe 1 or 2 of them the entire time for either team, UNLV and Arizona State. They have been able to crack each other past the neutral zone to get those good opportunities. So that was a rare opportunity. And like I said, opportunities come at a premium for Arizona State. So that's one that they're going to remember later tonight. Like, that really sucks that we didn't find the back of the net on that.
See if it comes back to bite them. Niagara can't center that one cleanly, but it finds its way to the glove of Manning. We got another whistle.
And it definitely will. With UNLV and Arizona State, they've had a low-scoring game last night, and tonight it's trending towards that direction. You're down by 1 goal in a period that you struggle in. If you could get a goal, that would boost the morale of your team tremendously. But not getting that goal, giving the momentum back to UNLV, I don't see UNLV making another defensive lapse like that again to give an odd man rush to Arizona State. That's when they're definitely going to look back later, and it definitely has bit them.
Face off. 1. Niagara can't put that one on net. Off the offensive zone, draw win. Kept in the zone by Williams. Shot from the outside. Save made by Manning. And directed down low. Manning, Hungry Hippos, finds that one with the glove and covers it up before anyone can get to it.
And you got to be careful tonight because there already was a call on Jackson White for putting the poke check on the glove. So you see right there, once the puck was in the glove, all UNLV players just backed off. Just go away. Go away from the glove. You don't want to get that 2-minute penalty.
And that tighter leash is seemingly dissolved or loosened, for a better wording from the officiating crew, but also not a lot so far in the second period through just over 9 minutes to really warrant anything from the officials. As there's an icing, that one a bit questionable.
Yeah, tonight and last night there's been some differences. I feel like Arizona State have been getting more opportunities in the second period, but I haven't seen much physicality from Arizona State in the second period compared to the first period. Last night, first period was just good defensive hockey for both teams, but then the second period, Arizona State really ramped up the physicality. But tonight, first period was really physical. Second period, I haven't seen too much of that physicality playing a factor.
Interested to see what the message was in the intermission from head coach Austin Klein of the Sun Devils. It's Kyle Quinn staples his man to the glass, though, is Savitsky. And a stretch pass on target for Brodziak. Swings it outside for Bradley Gallant. Cutting on in. Centering pass and a beautiful save made by Hayden Manning on a cutting Joey Carollo. Joining the rush late in the slot.
Yeah, Carollo got the best shot he could try to get. Problems that the puck was bouncing a little bit. Took a hack at it. It was a little bit slow, and Manning was able to get there in time. If the puck wasn't rolling and bouncing a little bit and Carollo got a clean shot off, maybe that one-timer would have found the back of the net, but that was a good opportunity for UNLV. That's a positive sign for the offense.
UNLV still working in the offensive zone. Just about 10 minutes gone into this middle period. UNLV leading in the shot department 30-14. So they hit the 30 shot mark in 30 minutes of on-ice action. which is a remarkable feat. Averaging right now a shot a minute as that chance goes just wide of the net.
But that was pretty expected, Don. We know already UNLV, they get a lot of shots off against ASU.
Up top, Wyatt. Turns the puck over, and now here comes Kylie Ram, moving on in, right to get a cross-crease feed. Doesn't get there. Foreman covers it up. And that's another 2-on-1 there, Gildy, that UNLV gives up in this one. But Kylie Ram can't get a clean pass off. As we hit the media timeout in the second period, we're going to take a look again at the upcoming schedule. After this, the Christmas break and the holiday break for the Skating Rebels, and they're back in action a few days after the Christmas holiday in Denver in Magnus Arena, taking on the Pioneers, and then they take on Colorado College the very next day, and then they're off for the new year, and they come back here at City National Arena to take on Jamestown January 10th and 11th.
It's happy holidays, and then you gotta get back going. This is a very difficult schedule, probably the most difficult schedule for any team in the ACHA. I feel like playing against Denver, that'll be a tough game, and everyone knows it here. But it's a good game to kind of get a gut check, you know, and see how that goes. And then you're gonna play against Jamestown for ACHA hockey, and that'll always be a fun game. And as we got a little update here, Dom.
An update courtesy of Megan Roma, social media personnel for UNLV hockey. Grand Canyon University that were here last week, they just beat Minot State on the road 1-0 in overtime.
And they had a good performance here when they came in here, but UNLV, they got wins in both of them despite it being close, but that's a huge win against Minot, one of the top programs in the ACHA.
That is, I think huge is an understatement. This is a team that's hard to play in general, even harder to play on the road. And that, once again, myself and AJ Reed last week talked about it. It's just a testament to how much this Grand Canyon University program has grown in the past few years.
And not just in a hockey program. Grand Canyon University as a whole has grown tremendously as there's been a defensive turnover by UNLV.
Ben Chase's shot off a turnover, shouldered away. There's some daylight over the right shoulder. And Benaldi with another shot goes way up high. Now Bradley Gallant. Touched on by Mensch. Return right to Mensch on the tape. Dropped off for Gallant. Chopped at. Brodziak knifes at it. Nagra tried to filter it on net. Couldn't get there. Puck takes a beautiful bounce to Nagra, and Mensch sends in and takes a spill. Now sent around to the near side wall. Now out to the right wing. Benaldi. Can't dance through Quinn, and got a whistle blown dead for an offsides. And Gildy, you were talking about it, Grand Canyon University growing as a school, joining the Mountain West in the upcoming years as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a great addition for the Mountain West. They're not a football school. And honestly, that's the type of school that could get the funding to one day become a football school of the amount they've been growing. Good men's program, good women's basketball program as well. There'll be a fun team to have in the Mountain West. And maybe if Mountain West one day could get hockey, I feel like it'll be a fun little conference as well.
As we have one of the more questionable icing calls of the night. Just about half the arena was pretty upset about that. And you mentioned the Grand Canyon University women's basketball program, a pair of former Lady Rebels.
Yes.
Over at GCU, Neko Bizor and Alyssa Durazo Frescas suiting up for the Lopes.
Yeah, both of them big impact players at UNLV, and both of them hit the transfer portal, went to GCU, and they've been both making a big impact for that team. Neka's really good in the paint, and then Alyssa Durazo Frescas is the three-point specialist.
Both players, as you mentioned, impact players, keys to the Lady Rebels' dominance in the Mountain West. They look to continue that this season with a whole new slew of fresh faces, but still the same two in charge Lindy LaRock, the head coach, and Roman Owen, the assistant.
And yeah, they had a little bit of struggles this season. They just lost Desiree Young from the team. She just graduated.
So we have another whistle.
But with this Lady Rebels team, it's just they had some trouble with the Power 4 teams, Power 6 in what they call it in basketball terms. They lost to Arizona, they lost to Oklahoma, they lost to Baylor, but they had a good win against UCF, and they had a good Thanksgiving tournament run. So trying to turn things back around, but it all matters is conference play, because if you win the conference, you get a spot in the big dance.
And those games that you mentioned, UCF, Oklahoma, Baylor, all games that were scheduled intentionally by the Lady Rebels looking to make their mark on the national scene, as well as those measuring six games. So you have a bit of a scrum. Squarey, loose puck in the slot, a shot in tight, everyone looking for it. And another shot blocked in front. Squarey wearing that one, and he's a bit hobbled. Body's hitting the ice every which way. And here's Hayden Siegel the other way. Dips the shoulder, drives the net, jams one on the near post, and it doesn't go. And we have a stoppage of play. And looks like it's going to be a cross-checking minor. And it's going to, in fact, be on the Sun Devils. It's going to be Keaton Tonez going for a cross-check. So UNLV going to the power play. They haven't had a shot in some time, but with 7:06 to go, go to the man advantage.
Yeah, it looked like Siegel had an edge and then got cross-check in the back. Now it's going to be a 2-minute power play for UNLV. Now this is going to be an opportunity. Can they extend their lead on ASU? They haven't been able to have a lead of more than one against them so far this weekend.
They're looking to get their first 2-goal lead since they were in Tempe back in October. Dalmonte with a shot. It gets saved by Manning. Looks like it got deflected on the way in. Cole Wyatt spins it up top for Nagra. Now Wyatt at the dot, looking. Drops it off Nagra, back down low. There's Bradley Gallant up top. Nagra at the blue line. D-to-D Dalmonte down in the right side corner. And a shot from Brodziak. Loose puck out in front. Bradley Gallant couldn't get a stick on it. Just over 30 seconds gone in the power play. UNLV with a pair of chances. Now Brodziak on the near side looking down low. Gallant looking now from the goal line. Spins away from pressure. 45, almost 50 seconds gone now. Nagra now up top. Dalmonte shoots one into the chest. Loose puck way up top for Nagra. Bounces off his stick, and he keeps his own. Under a minute to go now on the man advantage. Here's Cole Wyatt. Wyatt with it at the dot. Down low, Gallant. Gallant turns one on off the post. It looked like it went off the side of the cage. Now Nagra up top at the point. He switches with Dalmonte. Now swings it over to the near wall. Skating with it is Brodziak. Already has a goal tonight, the go-ahead goal. Nagra up top. Dalmonte with a drive. Through traffic, settled down and cleared away from the blue paint and sent out of the zone on the backhand by Trevor Kennedy. Under 30 seconds to go. Now here's Oliver Band with it on the near side. Now up top, there's Mensch. Looking, 10 seconds to go. Here's Jackson Wyatt in the blue line. Wyatt swung back over for Mensch. Mensch down low for Karaman. Karaman tied the game up earlier. Mensch with a drive, off a skate, deflected on, loose puck out in front. They score! And another chance from inside the dot, Skildy, and now it's a power play marker. UNLV leads 3-1.
Now when UNLV gets that many more shots than ASU, when you get 30-plus shots within 2 periods of play, you're going to get some puck luck somewhere. In that play, he got some extra puck luck. We don't even see who got the goal. What we saw was the shot from the blue line by, I believe, Dalmonte just hit off a skate, and then from there on, it created an opportunity for UNLV.
It looks like it was Tristan Rand.
Oh, Rand, yeah.
And it was Tristan Rand off of a rebound, finding the back of the net. That's Tristan Rand's 13th of the season.
But when you put in that many more shots than a team, the odds of you having good luck elevates. Like Arizona State, if you only have 16 shots in a game, the odds of you having a lucky bounce of the puck is less likely than a team that puts up 60. And that's what's been going on in these couple games against UNLV, where UNLV, they get a goal or two a game that might be a little bit lucky, but that's what happens when you shoot the puck so many times.
And Sean Karaman with the assist on the insurance marker for the Rebels. Once again, that was Tristan Rand on the power play from Sean Karaman. Karaman, a 2-point night tonight.
And that's what we talked about with next man up mentality. 2 points for Karaman.
Now up top, here's Carollo. Now on the near wall, sent to the slot off the stick of Hayden Siegel, it looked like, and stopped out in front. Cade Olson directs it out, settled down in neutral ice by Kyle Quinn. Quinn misplays the puck, and now here comes ASU the other way. Koss shoots one off the end wall. And that's another odd man rush, and that puck gets stuck on the back of the net. That's another odd man rush for the Sun Devils, where it doesn't really go their way. When they look off the pass, they don't score. When they try and pass, the pass doesn't connect.
Yeah, right now, UNLV, way too many mistakes by the defense in the defensive zone and in the neutral zone, creating a lot of odd man rushes. Right there, a breakaway, a 2-on-0 almost breakaway there from Arizona State. Uncharacteristic mistakes for UNLV, but Arizona State just has not been able to cash in on it, let alone to cash in. They haven't had really any good opportunities. They haven't had good shots. They've all been wide, missing net, haven't been connecting on the pass. Just very poor execution on these blessed opportunities that they're getting.
UNLV converting on theirs. Here's Mensch, shoots one, blocked in front. Another shot from Mensch and a big save. That was Brodziak, for the first shot. And a big collision there. That was Kuntz coming together with Squarey on the far half wall. Now UNLV still working it in the zone. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Fed to the slot. Mensch still with it. Turns one on. Blocked in front. Now at top, Nagra tried to turn one on and it didn't make it on net as he took a spill. And that puck goes fluttering down 200 feet for an icing with 2.5 to go in the second.
And for ASU, it must be demoralizing not being able to capitalize on these opportunities, because even if they capitalize on one of those opportunities, you're within one goal of UNLV. If you capitalize on more than one, you could be tied or even ahead of UNLV. But being down by 2 goals against a team they've had trouble scoring against in the last 2 times playing against them, they haven't won at City National for the last 3 years. And you can just see Arizona State, you can see at the bench, they're all staying up, they're all ready to go, but you can just tell the morale is down after not being able to capitalize.
ASU needing some energy, and that's when typically you page the physicality. You haven't seen that yet in this frame. And it seemed like ASU played really well when they were able to dictate the game physically. UNLV, a much more skill-based team this year, rather than being able to bully as a shot gets blocked. And another drive from Evan West gets gobbled up by the pads of Manning.
I like that shot a lot there by Evan West, where you have a one-timer and also there's a lot of traffic near the net, which causes chaos, makes it uncomfortable for the goalie Manning that's done a pretty good job so far this weekend. So I like the opportunity there. Unable to find the back of the net, but those are opportunities that you're looking for UNLV.
And if you're the Rebels, you just want to keep piling it on. 36-16 the shots.
Yeah, and that's
3-1.
That's been a commonality so far against ASU this year, where UNLV, they'll outshoot Arizona by a lot, but just good goaltending or poor shot quality is why the games have been closer.
You can say last night was a bit of both. Hayden Manning stopping a plethora of shots, seeing a lot of rubber from UNLV, and then Not a lot of chances from inside the face-off dots, inside the dice. Head coach Anthony Vigneri-Greener called it post-game. And we've seen a lot more of that so far tonight for the Rebels. The last 2 goals themselves are a good example of that, and even Sean Karaman's goal right there in the slot in prime real estate.
I mean, to me, it doesn't matter where the puck's shot at. If you make 45-plus saves, I call that pretty impressive with only giving up 1 goal. But Manning had a great game, made a couple great diving saves, and kept Arizona State within the game.
And another save there for Manning on Tristan Rand under 90 seconds to go in the second period. Now here's Carter Newland, 3-on-1. Newland saucer pass, Benoni shoots, and a big-time save made by Foreman. And that's the best odd man rush that I've seen from Arizona State all night long. And Nick Benoni, looking for his second of the game, gets robbed by Foreman.
Great odd man rush, great saucer pass, but a better save there by Foreman, leaping over, saw exactly what was going on, and he got it. He didn't even know he got it at first. He was looking around, but great save by Foreman, and still a 2-goal lead for UNLV.
Puck chip off the wall and not out of the zone. Jackson Wyatt gets bumped under a minute to go in the second period now. Now Wyatt goes for a skate and gains the red and chips it into the zone. Stopped up by Manning, picked up by Cole Wyatt behind the net, sends it up to his brother Jackson. Pitch down low once again, 35 to go. Now the near wall, nothing much going in the UNLV zone. Puck finally comes free, goes down low. 15 seconds now remain. Now further down low, Manning finds it and holds for a whistle. 11.8 left in the period.
And UNLV they did what they needed to do in the second period. It's not perfect, but they're able to do what they wanted to do, get and break open the game a little bit, have a 2-goal lead, but way too many cracks that opened up in this second period. A lot of odd man rushes for ASU. A lot of things for ASU to look positive at going into the third period. Still a little bit of time, maybe 1 possession for UNLV, but we're going into the third period. UNLV has the advantage, but there are still some adjustments that they need to make.
Manning fields that low shot, and the buzzer sounds on the second period of play. An explosive offensive effort from UNLV in the middle period. A pair of goals from Preston Brodziak and Tristan Rand gives the Rebels a 3-1 lead heading into the second break.
Yeah, for UNLV, their key for the third period is going to be just keep hanging on to the score, try to make it like a 5-1, 5-2 game. And for ASU, 2 things. Number 1 is give me that physicality. They got to bring back the physicality that was in the first period. And then number 2 is when you have these odd man rushes, you got to execute. Doesn't matter how, you got to be able to find the back of the net, because if you're not going to find the back of the net, you're going to lose this game. So UNLV up 3-1 right now. Both these teams did some good, did some bad, but UNLV has the advantage right now.
And we'll see what shakes out after a quick break. We're going to step away the third period or more of Arizona State and UNLV coming right up.
2-1 game right now. You guys got 2 goals, got a little bit of insurance. How important was it for you guys to get those 2 insurance goals this period?
It was huge for us. We just got to keep getting shots on net. I mean, we've been shooting well so far, so we're just going to keep going.
Now on the defensive side, what adjustments do you guys need to make to avoid the odd man rushes that Arizona State's been getting?
I think we just got to do a better job at covering for our D when they go down and keep getting back as hard as we can.
And then what's the goal for this third period? What are you guys looking for?
Just keep getting shots on net and as many bodies in front of the net as we can.
Thank you, Tristan. All right, we'll send it over to Kyle.
3-1 after the second period of play. Goals coming from Preston Brodziak and Tristan Rand for UNLV, and they did exactly what they needed to do. They got some insurance. It was 1-1, now it's 3-1. Some keys for UNLV. It's going to be staying physical, as well as capitalizing on their chances and getting bodies to the net, as that's the only way that the puck is getting it into the net. For ASU, it's going to be capitalizing on those odd man opportunities. We saw Jeremy Foreman make an absolutely amazing save on a 3-1. But you got to capitalize on those chances. With that, Dom and Ryan, send it back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you all for staying tuned through 40 minutes. A bit of a typo on the graphic there. 3-1 UNLV leads through 40 minutes. Neither team's connected on the power play so far tonight. Very, very physical game to start, and that's a key for Arizona State. Be physical again. Get back to that physicality, and UNLV, very simple finish.
Yeah, they got to finish strong, but for ASU, it's getting that physicality up. Really, that second period, not enough physicality, and they didn't execute on mistakes made from UNLV, and UNLV clean up the mistakes and execute on offense, just get the game finished over with.
UNLV looking a bit better than last night. Already tripling their goal-scoring total. Heath Mensch with the lone goal last night. Preston Brodziak with a goal. Sean Karaman with a goal. Tristan Rand with a goal. So 4 separate goal scorers across 2 nights for UNLV. And as we said, they just got to finish this thing off. 20 more minutes, and they remain undefeated at home, dare I say it now, through the fall semester.
Yeah, and I really think that UNLV, they're going to really want to turn it up in this third period. You want to go into Christmas and all the holidays on a high note. You don't want to just barely beat ASU. You don't want to win a scrappy 3-2, 3-1 game. You want to win big. Watch for UNLV to put the pressure on this third period and win big.
And we're underway in the third period. Thank you all for staying with us all semester long if you've been tuned in since opening night against Oregon. And if you're just tuning in for the first time this season or the first time tonight, thank you for joining us. Here's a Niagara over his own blue line. He gains the red and shovels it in on the backhand off the end wall. Wyatt Palmer off the glass and past Cole Wyatt. Here's Ben Chase over the center ice logo. He gains his own on the right wing side and flings it rink wide, knifed on by Band. He couldn't get it out of the zone and gets sent right back in. Ben Chase still in the attacking zone for ASU. A few fresh legs coming on for the Sun Devils. As Jackson Wyatt begins this rush. He drops it off for Gallant at the point, and a pretty late offsides call there from the linesman.
Yeah, I've seen that a little bit tendency throughout the weekend where some calls have been made a little bit late, especially on the offsides. A couple times last night, looked like the possession was starting to take place, and then the offsides was called.
So face-off just outside of the UNLV zone is won to an extent by ASU. Bradley Gallant harassing Savitsky on the forecheck. Phillips takes that touch pass and sends it up ice. There's Kylie Ram, swings it out for Butler in his shot. Misses the net wide. There's Gallant who opts on that with a bit of a step. Gallant, his rink wide feed intended for Mensch, gets cut off by the weight of Phillips. Kylie Ram jumps out to the right wing boards. And centering try from Kylie Ram couldn't get to a Sun Devil stick. That dump in attempt is fanned on as Karaman gets bumped to the ice. Not a lot of pace to play so far in the third period. Just over 2 minutes of play as that pass is errant once more. No icing. Now Benaldi sends that one in. Nick Benaldi has been one of the standout players for Arizona State tonight. Has the lone goal for the Sun Devils tonight and this weekend. He had a really great scoring chance on an odd man rush towards the latter half of the second period as well. A good showing for the freshman defenseman as we have another icing, this time on the Rebels.
Yeah, it was a really good scoring chance and just a great save made by Foreman. But other than that, just a great job so far tonight for Benaldi. I mean, his Arizona State team, they haven't had a lot of good scoring opportunities, but Benaldi's been able to capitalize on one. Oh, I got a PA announcement, I heard.
Yeah, I was a bit
I was talking
confused
over my own
there.
PA announcement.
Kyle Sparrow stopping us. So Ryan Gilder being honored here as he goes to Fox Sports. Rand with a shot, he scores! And Tristan Rand is second of the night. UNLV leads 4-1.
Thank you, Joel, for the PA announcement, and thank you, Tristan, for capping it off with a second goal of the evening to make UNLV's lead go to 4-1. No, the send-off's great, but what I love more is watching UNLV play great, and that's exactly what I want to see. Tristan Rand doing his thing, getting his second goal of the night.
And that is going to be goal number 14 for one Tristan Rand. And the stats on our sheet here, Gildy, tell us that Rand is averaging literally a goal per game so far this season. Hayden Siegel sidestepping a hit right in front of us.
Yeah, it felt like an earthquake right here. We had bottles shaking, cameras moving, all of our laptops moving.
That was Squarey trying to lay the hurt on Hayden Siegel. Sean Kerriman with another assist tonight. Kerriman with a 3-point game.
And that's how you stay on the ice. You come in after a couple players get injured, get a disqualification for a game. You come in, you get a 3-point game. That's how you don't just play good on the ice, but to stay on the ice for future games.
We've touched on him a few times this season. Kerriman, one of the more impressive youngins for this team so far this season. He's been in and out of the lineup. But when he's been in the lineup, he's been playing well, and it's not a reflection of his skill or talent or anything. When he's in and out of the lineup, this team's just so deep. Anyone can be slotted in and have success, and Kerriman's another testament to that. And especially on a young D-core like UNLV. The oldest defenseman, Jackson White, who tried to whack that one in there. Matias Dalmonte, Dylan Ford, and Kyle Quinn. Now here's White with a shot, misses the net wide. Now Chase hops on that one, swings it over for Butler. Loose puck steered away from the net. 5 minutes gone in the third period. And a shot from the slot off the post. And Arizona State thought they scored. That was Sean Phillips, I believe, who rang that one off the iron. And I even thought they scored there too, but we're going to play on, and no replay available here at City National Arena. So the call on the ice is going to stand, and that's got to sting if you're Arizona State.
a small piece of home ice advantage for UNLV. Cannot check to see if the shot went in the back of the net or not. Let's see if Arizona State makes it a closer game and if that shot would play a factor if it did go in or not.
And that rush dissipated by an offsides call. Preston Brodziak was busting up the left wing and had a chance there.
And for Arizona State, what else can you do? You're like, you need to execute on these opportunities. You thought that you just executed. You thought you just scored. And now it's like, I got to get it more in the back of the net as the referees are having a conversation. Now, it could possibly be about that shot.
It very well could be.
Did look like there was 8 penalties. Looked like there was pretty clean play on the ice.
Or they could have been sorting out something else there. So we're going to play on. Score is still 4-1.
And you wouldn't get a good angle from our camera view either if that went in or not, because we're all the way on the other side of the ice. I don't think that we would get an indisputable point of view from where we're at.
That's something that a lot of people on the stream comment on as a camera angle, and Mensch shoots one. It gets directed aside. Now here's Heath Mensch with it again. Saucer pass, it outstretched Brodziak. Can't just knife it onto the goal. And Quas. That shot from the half wall doesn't make it on net, and the puck gets tipped up out of the zone. That was Danlo Savitsky trying to get some sort of puck on net from the left wing.
And now UNLV, they have also hit the 40-shot mark. Every single game against ASU this year, they've hit at least the 40-shot mark, and that's just how this game always goes against ASU. UNLV, they get a lot of shots off, but ASU's good goaltending tries to keep them in the game as long as possible.
Now here's Tristan Rand. Already has 2 tonight, looking for his 3rd home hat trick this year. And Rand scoring, coming in bunches all season long. An explosive year for the sophomore forward. And Karaman couldn't reverse that pass to Rand. Now here's King shooting one from the slot, misses the net wide. Over 7 minutes gone now in the 3rd. Shot gets tipped away from the goal. Nick Benaldi comes on for the Sun Devils. Benaldi once again has a goal tonight. A loose puck out in front, everyone jamming at it. And it doesn't make it on net once again. As Karaman sends it out and gets as far as the blue line, and Rand with a big-time hit. And Rand gets hit and gets a few extra shots from Palmer for his trouble, and they disengage. That was Carter Newland who got hit hard by the 2-goal scorer tonight. And Rand with a big-time collision along the bench for Arizona State, and we have a delayed penalty. Or I thought we had a delayed penalty upcoming.
The league seems like it's been a little bit looser in the 3rd period as it was in the 1st. Looked like there was a couple of times where players did a little bit more than just hit, but no call for either side.
That was Wyatt Palmer on Tristan Rand, and a big collision between Koss, Siegel, and Carollo. So physicality looking to be picking up a bit here in the last few moments between these 2 teams. Arizona State looking for anything and everything to provide a spark. And UNLV is starting to match their energy. Tipped up in the netting by Parker Williams and neutralized for a stoppage.
But this is the first time I feel like UNLV, they're at where they really want to be against ASU. It's felt like last night they underperformed where they should be. The first 2 periods. The first period, a little underwhelming. Second period, they started to get it back together, but defensively had a little bit too many laps. I feel like the 3rd period, they got the early goal. They got good pressure going on. And it seems like UNLV's brought the physicality along with Arizona State. It's a good beginning of the 3rd period for UNLV.
Chase pickpocketed behind the net. And Savitsky presses Jensen against the wall. Here's Band down low, reverses it. Now Jensen from the goal line cuts outside to the slot, turns one on, save made, directed to the high glass. Didn't look like Manning saw that one all the way through. And an icing on Arizona State, and we got Santa Claus in the crowd going right in front of us.
Yeah, we do. It's throwing out gifts, it looks like, little goodie bags out to the patrons that are here in the third period of this one.
We're going to see if we can get Rolando to focus on.
Yeah, Santa Claus is in town.
Santa Claus
is in the arena.
We're gonna try to get that feed for you. I'm sure you can see him in the background. White with a shot, save made, knocked down in front. Gallant couldn't settle it down. And Santa Claus still walking around the crowd. City National Arena. You never know what you might find at a UNLV Skating Rebels game in the crowd. We saw the Grinch a couple weeks ago, fed out in front and cut off by Mensch. He reverses it for Gallant, who drops it off between the legs for Brodziak. Moving on in and moving on in. Brodziak on the backhand, stuffed, and Heath Mensch buries a rebound. Heath Mensch with his second of the weekend extends UNLV's lead 5-1.
Very odd time that UNLV's had an odd time rush this weekend. They've been coming at a premium. That time was brought up by Brodziak. Had a good breakaway, had a good move. Didn't find the back of the net, but a good enough shot where there was a rebound opportunity for Heath Mensch. He was the one to be able to put it in the back of the net and give UNLV now a 5-1 lead. Just like what I told you, Dom, they're going to turn it up in the third period and really go into the holiday break with something to look forward to.
And it looks like Arizona State takes a timeout, and they do.
I think, honestly, a little too late. I feel like if you're going to call that timeout, maybe do it after the first goal of the third period. But for Arizona State, they've had good opportunities. They've had great opportunities. Just haven't been able to capitalize on them, and that's why the score right now is 5-1. It could have very easily been an offensive game.
We're trying to get the camera on Santa Claus here in the corner.
Looks like Santa Claus might be going back to the reindeer right now.
As he looks like he's exited the building, and he's gone. Santa,
no mic drop, no gift drop.
Santa has left the building as we have the shovel team out for a quick moment. Not sure if this is going to be our immediate timeout, but
I think they might, because honestly, it's 10:15 remaining on the clock anyway.
And we're going to take this moment very quickly to talk about the jerseys one final time. UNLV's jerseys that they've been wearing, Home Alone themed holiday jerseys, up for a silent auction right now. Visit the link, 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey, or scan the QR code on your screen if you're watching on a bigger screen and you have your mobile device handy to bid on the game-worn Home Alone jerseys.
And what's your favorite Christmas movie, Dom?
A Christmas Story with Ralphie.
That one's
You'll
good.
shoot your eye out, the Red Ryder, something BB gun. That's a favorite.
Yeah, mine's Christmas Vacation. Love the Griswolds.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
It's a fun one.
The National Lampoon's always a classic. Have you seen Vegas Vacation?
Yes, Vegas.
Vegas Vacation's a good one too.
They're all classics, but my favorite is Christmas Vacation because I have a time of the year where I can watch it, which is right around Christmas time. Vegas is like, oh, I can watch it whenever, but it just feels better to watch Christmas Vacation during the Christmas season.
As another big collision, it's Butler and Karaman coming together. And a one-time drive off the blocker of Foreman, and Benaldi spins one towards the goal, and it doesn't make it there. Now here's Karaman. Puts a move on at the blue line and turns it back into his own end away from pressure with Phillips. And now here's Hayden Siegel. Takes a bump. Evan West hops on that one. West takes a bump from Chase, overskates the puck. Palmer gets it chopped away, but regains possession. Palmer cuts outside and scoops it on the backhand and sidesteps a hit from Siegel. Palmer had a few words for Siegel on his way back. Now here comes UNLV. That was Siegel dumping that one in. Fresh legs coming on for the Rebels now. 8.5 to go in the third period of play. The last goal scorer, Heath Mensch, is second of the weekend.
He got the first goal of the series, and he's got the last one so far.
And a delayed penalty upcoming on the Rebels. Manning got to the bench, but the extra attacker, Carter Newland, couldn't really do anything as play stops right as he got out to the zone.
Since the first minute of this game, Arizona State, they haven't found any offensive success. They've had good opportunities, just haven't found the back of the net. Maybe if they're able to get a goal in this power play, they can use that as some momentum in the back end of the third period to try to make some magic happen. But I feel like this is what I like to call the make it or break it moment for ASU. If they can't score in this power play, we'll be sitting in around 6 minutes to go, down by 4 goals. Really unlikely to do anything as we have a nice little 2-on-1 here.
Short-handed 2-on-1. Brodziak looks, saucer pass, chopped away from the outstretched stick of Sean Phillips. Dylan Jensen goes 2 for tripping, giving UNLV this fresh penalty kill with just under 8 to go. Arizona State another chance on the power play. Bradley Gallant chops that down. Here's Brodziak, one-on-one, shoots one. Pad save by Manning. Now Brodziak on the right wing. Gets tied up by Butler. Brodziak still tied up, and now here's Nick Benaldi. Benaldi has a goal tonight, the only goal for the Sun Devils, looking for a second one, directs it to the right side. It gets played in deeper into the zone. Just over a minute remains. Here's Olsen at the top, shoots one, kicked around, loose puck out in front, knifed at, and they score. And Arizona State converts on the power play. And it's going to be Jake King leading that handshake line. The Sun Devils draw within 3.
All right, a lot of work that Arizona State's got to do, but they had to get it done in that power play to keep the game alive for them. Is there a good chance of them coming back? No, but to get the momentum back a little bit, gain that confidence that you can find the back end of the net on a good quality scoring opportunity, that's big. So ASU, they have a lot of work to do, but they're back in it a little bit with that power play goal.
Arizona State's 4-goal deficit is now 3 with just over 7 minutes to go in the third period. Jake King, the goal scorer for the Sun Devils. Hayden Siegel bumps Grady Franklin after he gets rid of that puck. And Quas sends it in and gets guided straight into the linesman by Damonte. Siegel rifles that one rink wide. And a delayed offsides. Parker Williams not happy about that one as he begs his case to the linesman as he goes back to the bench. And a delayed penalty upcoming once again. It's going to be on UNLV. And they touch up. Manning barely gets to the bench that time. And awaiting the signal from the official. And it looks like it's going to be checking from behind.
Now this is what Arizona State really needs right now. Opportunities for them come at a premium, but a way to get more opportunities without them having to come in a premium is in the power play. They're going to get some opportunity here. And head coach Austin Klein, right when he got once he saw there was a penalty on UNLV, he gave his bench a little let's something go. So let's see what happens here.
And here comes a partial break. Brodziak shoots and save made, rebound chance, and they score. Bradley Gallant shorthanded follows up on Brodziak's partial break. 6-2.
Now I don't think that Klein meant to say let the other team go from what happened there, but Brodziak got a good turnover there, brought it all the way back. He tried to get a second goal tonight through the breakaway, but did what happened last time. Didn't get the first one. Rebound open. Bradley Gallant got it in this time instead of Mensch. And now it's a 6-2 game, and that'll, I think, put this game in the freezer.
6:09 to go. UNLV leads 6-2 There's just a handful of minutes left. UNLV clears the zone. Dylan Kuntz goes for a boarding minor. 30 seconds already gone on the penalty. Spinaldi drops it off, touched on for Newland. And now here's Mason Kelly. Kelly in deep. Turns the puck over. Now here's Chase. Dropping it off for Olsen. Now Newland on the left wing. Dropped it for Chase again. Back down low. Newland in his skates gets picked out and put back on net. There's King who drops it off. He scored the last goal in this game for Arizona State, and the Sun Devils ice the puck once more.
And something that you don't want to do is ice the puck on the power play, because you have plenty of opportunity to get the puck through the neutral zone without having to do a stretch pass, but miss on the stretch pass causes an icing. And if UNLV, if they win the faceoff here, they can just hold the puck for the remainder, or at least mostly the remainder of the penalty kill. And they dunked.
There's Benaldi head up into the skates of Kylie Ram. Under 30 seconds to go now. Pitch a catch between Kylie Ram and Olsen. And a Rebel loses an edge and goes careening into the boards. It's Jackson Wyatt. He pops back up. Now with 10 seconds to go, here's a Nagra. Shoots one into the chest of Manning. He'll hold for another whistle. That is the 47th shot on goal for UNLV. 7 seconds remain in the UNLV PK.
That shot has very low probability of going into the back of net, but it's a good quality shot there by Nagra. And the reason why is that it's either going to get frozen or it could be open for a rebound, which could get scored on. So good quality chance there. And also, it kind of kills out that penalty at the same time. So good thinking there from Nagra. The penalty just been killed for UNLV.
UNLV back to full strength. Here's Del Monte. Gets taken down by Kylie Ram. Wyatt with a shot. Misses the net wide. 4 minutes now remain in this third period. Now here's Evan West driving the net. Puts one on in tight off the pad. And someone lost their cup. That's a new one. So
who's playing scared out there? That's how we'll know.
Evan West gets taken down by Palmer in a drive, blocked up top by Franklin by the chest.
Yeah, it took me a second to recognize what was that.
I'm not sure where it comes from, as we have another penalty whistle. Manning just sweeps the cup
Let's
away.
see when the players find out. Some of these players I bet haven't seen this yet. What's their reaction?
It's just being hacked at by everybody. Squeary picks it up and not sure whose cup it is. We're not going to tell you whose cup that belongs or who that belongs to, because that could be invasion of privacy. Cole Wyatt going for a penalty, so another penalty kill coming up for UNLV with 3:27 to go.
That's
something I've genuinely never seen. So that's
well, I could say in my time as an ACHA broadcaster, that's I think one of those unique things I've ever seen, and for it to happen in the closing minutes of my time at UNLV, that's quite funny.
And I don't know if he picks it up here either. I don't know if our camera can pick it up. And a huge hit along the wall. Heard that one from a mile away. Gets chopped down. Kylie Ram moving on in. Feeds it down low. Doesn't get it on the tape. 1.5 minutes to go on the power play. And a one-time drive from Butler. Save made by Foreman. 2:45 to go in the game. 1:18 minutes to go on the power play. And we have a stoppage of play. Kylie Ram, his Trident sticker on his helmet is kind of flared out as well.
Gotta get some more adhesive on it, get the trident back on.
The parents being thanked here at City National Arena. It is Parents Weekend here, the final weekend of play in the fall semester. Lots of parents in town this week for the Skating Rebels.
I think that Coach Anthony Greener is going to be more satisfied with the performance from the team tonight compared to last night. There were still a lot of mistakes, but a lot better of a finish and a lot better of a complete game than last night.
See what he has to say post-game. Or the coach that we get to represent the coaching staff. They usually rotate. Colin Robb and Nick Raboni and Anthony McNary Greener switching out for post-game media availability duties, and that pass doesn't connect with Phillips as we enter the final 2 minutes of play. In the final 20 seconds of the ASU power play. Puck gets wired off the glass and out of the zone. Benaldi couldn't keep it there. Manning way out of his net. Pounded by Siegel. He plays it off for Benaldi. Benaldi gets that puck chopped off his stick, and Oliver Band tried to keep it in the zone. And here comes Carter Newland moving on in, pulls up at the right wing, leaves it off, and the Sun Devil player loses an edge. That was Ben Chase, and now here's Oliver Band on the left wing. Cuts in the slot, shoots one over the net. Final minute of play here at City National Arena. Here's Nagra, slap shot, and misses the net. Blocker side, an old-fashioned slapper from Devin Nagra on the rush. Now 45 seconds remain. Karaman gets hit hard and high, and Newland gets sent to the ice, and Benaldi tackles Sean Karaman at the red line, and we have a coming together. Mason Kelly is incensed, stepping up for his rookie, and Ducharme starts trying to trade blows. And that's uncharacteristic of Nick Benaldi. I covered him during his time with the Thunderbirds, and his former Thunderbird teammate and D partner Bo Kennedy coming over to have a chat with him. And Benaldi doesn't look like he's in really a talking mood. Sean Karaman hit hard by Carter Newland in the open ice and then gets tackled by Benaldi, and Nick Benaldi has shown the door here at City National Arena. Uncharacteristic for Benaldi there. I've watched him for the last couple of years in juniors with the Thunderbirds. I know his father well, as his father, Adam Benaldi, used to own the Thunderbirds, and a quiet kid, never really had temper's flare like that, and frustrating weekend, a frustrating game, and maybe he took exception to the way Karaman, maybe he thought he sold it or something, but nonetheless, he's frustrated.
Very uncharacteristic, that whole situation there, because it looked like the game was starting to die off a little bit. It's a 6-2 game with under a minute to go. It looked like it was just going to be just a couple of possessions and now have been the game, but a couple of big hits on center ice, and then that led to a little bit of a skirmish and at least one ejection. There might be a couple here. And for UNLV, you don't want to be losing players going into the Jamestown game, because don't get me wrong, I just want to figure out how they do the suspension for, if there was a suspension, it would go only to ACHA games, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dom?
That's a good question.
Because they play against Denver.
I think that would apply to the next ACHA game.
ACHA game, which would be.
So it would be Jamestown.
That's a game, and that's going to be a tough game.
Because those are technically exhibitions, so
exactly.
maybe, I'm not sure if it would apply to an exhibition game or not. But Carter Newland, the man who laid the lumber on Sean Karaman at center ice, looks like he came out a bit worse for wear. He's getting checked out by Jensen Rowley behind the bench. So Sean Karaman is posted for 2 minutes for some reason. That's an interesting one. And Benaldi is posted for 2. So 38.5 to go. It's going to be 4 aside, it appears. Benaldi, I would assume, gets a 2 and a 10.
It'll be 4-on-4 hockey to finish this one, Dom.
And it is going to be 4-on-4. I'm interested to see what the penalty call on Karaman is.
I'm not sure what they're going to call that on Karaman for. Because it looked like he was just laying down on the ice. I don't know what they'll call it for.
We're back underway in the final half minute or so. Karaman got called for a roughing penalty, so in the final 15 seconds now, see if any more fireworks will kick off here to end this series. UNLV undefeated in the fall semester. And that'll do it. 6-2 your final score from City National Arena. The Skating Rebels ending this thing off with a bang. After struggling on the offensive side of things last night, UNLV picks up a huge win tonight. And Gildy, sending you off for your color commentary career at UNLV, just how it started with a win.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be here, Dom. Ever since the very beginning, for the coaching staff, Anthony Veneri-Greener and Nick Raboni giving me a chance to broadcast here. For us too, for you, you've been an amazing play-by-play to work with since the very beginning. It's so much fun, like our chemistry. I've never really met you, even though you were in the same building as me. We never really met until we started doing hockey together, and we created that chemistry since the very beginning. And everyone that's worked on the team from the very beginning, AJ, Zoe, Kyle, our new addition, he's the energy that we love back here. We had Jess Sobel earlier. We got Jack now, Orlando, our cameraman, Corwin from last year, Kyle helping us out at IT. Everyone, thank you guys so much, and especially you guys, the fans. You guys have been a pleasure to broadcast for, and also the opposing fans as well. I know that you guys don't get to watch your kids, your team play a lot, and we're the only way that you're able to watch it, so it's been a pleasure to broadcast for everyone all around, and yeah, it's been a great time at broadcasting ACHA hockey for UNLV, and I thank Fox Sports, and I'm proud to join the Fox family, and I'm very accepting of the offer that they gave me last week.
And Gildy, I'm excited for you. I don't have as many words for you in the current moment. We'll speak more off camera as we usually do, but just thank you for being a great teammate. Thank you for being a great colleague, and no better color commentary partner that I could have asked for. My first play-by-play gig officially through school, and best of luck in Fox Sports. This literally isn't a goodbye. It's a see you later. You're going to be around. And I'm sure whenever I go to LA for Raiders games when they play the Chargers, I'll be able to hit you up and see what's going on. But we're going to let you all go for the holiday break. Thank you all for tuning in all semester long. Make sure to tune in later on this year to see UNLV take on Denver and Colorado College. But we won't see you all until next year. So once again, final score 6-2. UNLV stays undefeated at home in the fall semester. On behalf of myself, Dominic Cavois, for the final time, Ryan Gilder, Kyle Sparrow, Zoe Salas, Jack Bridges, Kyle Kimsey, Gene Gomez, and Rolando Guerrero. We're going to go ahead and say goodnight from City National Arena. We'll see you all next time. Stay safe.